Ivy and Bean break the fossil record. Covered by furs, hula hoops, and 2 million teeth. He stuck 159 clothespins on his face. Shouted Eric. Look at him. It was recess, but instead of soccer or jump rope or monkey bars, the second graders were huddling under a sculpture, under the play sculpture. Structure. At the center of the circle were Bean and her book. Kids pulled the book back and forth, all trying to look at the pages at the same time. Look at her, 99 hula hoops at once, but Mrs. Squeak. Around her neck too. Look at this turnip. It was 39. It weighs 39 pounds, said the Sid. Gross, I hate turnips, Eric said. My mom made me eat one once, and I spit it into the heater. I hate lima beans, said the Sid. Bean pulled the book back in her direction. After all, Mrs. Albright had brought it especially for her. This guy has had more broken bones than any living human. With Bean in the picture, he was smiling happily. He's broken his legs 14 times. On purpose, said Emma. Asked Emma. I guess so, said Bean. He jumps off buildings. Drew sealed the slid the book his way. Hey, this guy collects teeth. He has 2 million teeth. This is the world's most poisonous snake, said Will, pointing to another picture. It's called a carpetbagger fur. Does it live in carpets? Asked Juzu. She looked worried. In India and Africa, said Will. Not here. Bean slid the book back her way. Look, Zuzu, this girl did 109 cartwheels in a row. Let me see that. Zuzu grabbed the book and looked closely at the picture of the teenage girl in tights. I bet I could do 110. Bet you couldn't, said Eric. He grabbed the book from Zuzu and flicked through the pages. This dude ate 400 M&Ms in 1 minute. It says, that's nothing. I bet I could eat 1,000 in 1 minute if I didn't chew. You choke, warned Leo. No, I've had lots of practice, said Eric. Look, said Bean, reaching over Eric's shoulder and flipping pages. Look at this kid. He's only a kid, and he made a world record for hanging spoons on his face. 15, no glue either. How do they stick? Asked Ivy, looking up from her book. I can't tell, Bean said. sweet, maybe. Why would anyone hang spoons on their face? I don't know, but he made a world record. Bean looked at the picture. The kid was covered with spoons, but he still looked proud and happy because he had set a world record. I'm going to do 16 spoons, said Emma, staring at the picture. Hey, I was going to do 17. 16, said Bean. She wanted to set the world record and have her picture in the amazing book of records. Spoons seemed pretty amazing book of world records. Spoons seemed pretty easy, and then, unlike some of the records, spoons didn't hurt. But now Emma had dibs. Bang! I'm going to eat 500 M&Ms in a minute, said Eric. Where are you going to get 500 M&Ms? asked Lucy. Eric thought for a minute. My uncle gave me $10 for my birthday. My dad said I could spend it on everything I want. I'm glad to do 111 cartwheels, said Yuzu, tucking her pink shirt into her pink pants and replacing her peeling, clipping her hair. I'm going to see if Mrs. Tate has any spoons, said Emma. Emma and Zuzu walked off, looking important. Bean felt left out. What could she do? She flipped through the pages until she came to a picture of a woman holding a broken glass. What? There was a record for breaking the most glasses? No, the woman had broken it by singing in a really high voice. Ah, sang Bean, but softly. Ivy was still reading. What's that book about anyway? Asked Bean. When Ivy looked up, her eyes were shining. This girl, Mary Anning, was her name. She found the first ichthyosaurus fossil in the world. She was only 12 when she did it, so she did it too. She lived near the beach, and one day she saw a skeleton face in the cliffs, so she dug it out. It took her a long time, and everybody made fun of her, but she didn't care, and it was an ichthyosaurus. Only nobody knew about dinosaurs then. She also found the Plesiosaurus and Plesiosaurus and Pterodactyl. See, this is her. Ivy showed Bean a picture in a girl in a long of a girl in a tall hat. She wasn't very pretty, but she was famous and important. Bean sighed. She was unfamous and unimportant. there had to be some ways she could fix that. On your mark, get set, yikes! The first 40 stores were easy peasy. Bean stuck them all in her mouth at once. Then she opened another box of stores. Said Ivy, pointing. More, are you sure? Asked Ivy. Bean nodded. Oh, here, she grunted, which meant 257. Ivy pulled the store out of the box and shoved it into Bean's mouth, but she accidentally shoved too hard, and the store scraped the back of Bean's throat. Ha! Ah! Choked Bean, and the straws sprayed across the kitchen floor. It's 3:24 o'clock. Ivy wins. Sorry. Ooh, said. Bean's eyes were watering. She looked at the stars all over the kitchen and thought about Mary Anning. She wasn't the quitter, and neither was Bean. She began to pick up the stars. Ivy helped. Once again, she shoved 14 stars in her mouth, and very carefully, Ivy pushed in one more. 41, 42, 43. The girls were working so hard that they didn't hear Bean's dad come into the kitchen. 44. Hi, Ivy. Hi, Bean. What have you got in your mouth? Bean's dad said, staring. Said Bean. Straws, said Ivy helpfully. She's breaking a world record. Excellent, said Bean's dad, leaning over to see better. How many does she need to get in there? 257, said Ivy. She looked at Bean. Bean nodded. How many does she have in now? 44. Her father didn't say anything, but Bean knew what he was thinking. It was no good. She was never going to get 247 stars in her mouth. Sadly, she pulled the stars out. I'll never break a world record. She handed the spitty stars to her father. Thanks a lot, said Dad. Maybe there's a different record you could break. Like what? Asked Bean. I can't walk on my hands. Bean's dad glanced at the sink. He hadn't washed the breakfast dishes yet. Why don't you set the record for fast dishwashing? He said, smiling. That would be a good one. Bean ran to get the book. There were no records for fastest dishwasher. This is going to be a piece of cake, said Bean, looking at the counter piled with plates. You could do it slowly and still break the record, said Ivy. I'll be better to do it fast, said Bean. Super fast. Then no one will ever break my record. Her father began to look a little worried. Maybe this isn't a very good idea. That every day you and Tell me. I have to wash the dishes, said Bean. And now when I finally want to, you say it's not a good idea. She shook her head. Grown-ups were so weird. Well, said her dad. Okay, but be careful. What was he talking about? She was always careful. I don't think so. Bean began running nice water in the sink. She squirted a big jet of soap, and mountains of bubbles grew. Keep your eyes peeled, she said to Ivy. You'll probably only see a blur. You'll probably only see a blur. Bean's father ran his hands through his hair. Couldn't you grow the longest fingernails instead? He asked. Takes too long. You're the official timekeeper, Ivy, said Bean as the water gushed. And Dad, you have to take a picture of me when I'm done with all the shiny clean plate. Sure, said her dad. I'm going to do all these plates in 5 minutes, said Bean. Got that? 5 minutes. Okay, said Ivy, looking at the clock. On your mark. Get set, go! Bean grabbed one plate, then plunged it into the water. Wipe, wipe, wipe. She rinsed it in the next door sink. Rinse, rinse, rinse. She put it in the dish rack. Okay, next plate. Wipe, wipe, wipe. Rinse, 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 rinse. Dish rack. How am I doing? 1 minute gone, said Ivy. Wow, Bean looked at the piles of plates. She would have to hurry. Quickly, she put 2 plates in the soap and wiped them quickly, and she rinsed them. Rack again. Wipe, rinse, rack again. Wipe, rinse, rack again. Wipe, rinse, rack again. How many more minutes? Yelled Bean as she scrubbed. You got half a minute left, said Ivy. Oh no, frantically. Bean took 2 more plates and plunged them into the soap. Zip. She wiped them. Zip. She put them in the clean water dish rack. Only 10 more seconds, called Ivy. There was 1 more plate left. Bean whisked it into the soap and shook it. Hurry, she whisked it into the clean water. Hurry! 1 more second. Bean panicked. Yay! She squeezed, hurrying the plate to the dish rack. It flew over the rack and crashed to the floor, shattering into a million pieces. There was a stunned silence. Ivy, Bean, and Bean's dad stared at the little bits of plates sprinkled over the floor. Finally, Bean spoke. Did I do it in 5 minutes? Ivy shook her head. No. Then